Hi everybody, Craig here. Welcome back to the alternate pathway of the Age of Wonders 3 campaign, the Elven Court. Just a reminder, this is a what if I had made a different decision in scenario 4 of the campaign and chosen to side with Groshak instead of siding with Nomlik. In our last episode, we continued making our way through the final scenario, that's scenario 6 of the campaign, and we've made even further progress capturing Leonus' cities. You can see here we've really made good progress, and actually Julia even has one of those cities under her control. We're poised here to attack another of Leonus' cities. We still don't know exactly where his throne city is, but we've continued to take city after city from him. We've also found a teleporter which should hopefully give us additional options for moving forces to the front lines. And we're going to just continue and see if we can keep trying to get this momentum going and take more cities from Leonus and try to get him out of the game quickly, and then start working on his allies like Baradir, Yizo, and Bren Grimdaughter. All right, let's jump right in here and see what we can do. So we did have a level up here for Groshak. Lots of good options for him here. He's level 16 now. We could go for his endgame spell, which is... Maybe he actually already has it. Let me just check that. Oh, he does. He has Chaos Rift, which is a super powerful spell already. So then let's go back and see what else we could give him. We could do Dragon Slayer Party. We're not fighting any Draconians as far as I know, so that's probably not as useful. Inflict Spirit Breaking I definitely find valuable. Men Magical Being, I mean, we don't have any summoned units in his stack. We might eventually change that, but for now, probably not super useful. Static Electricity, pretty powerful. All friendly units on the battlefield are statically charged, gaining static shield. Obviously very powerful. And all enemy units get minus 20 shock weakness, which is pretty good. We could just give him more casting points. That's usually not a bad idea. I think we'll do Inflict Spirit Breaking, and then we'll save the rest of our points there. So with Groshak, I think the goal is going to be to head down here into Yizo's territory and see if we can capture Yizo's city. It looks like we aren't able to actually make our way all the way up here. Would be good to perhaps deal with this spawning structure, but at the moment, that's really not a priority. I would much rather try and carve into Yizo's territory and see if we can make progress that way. It also might be possible for us to use these units here to try to actually deal with this rather than necessarily following Groshak down here. So I may just group these ones up and then have them go and try to deal with that. So that deals with that movement, and then it looks like we've got a few other units that can keep moving, one of which being this Union Guard, who I will grab the haste berries here and then have join into the stack, and I think that's really good. Now we've got a full army. It's mostly just tier 1 units, but that's still going to be pretty powerful and hopefully fairly useful for us. And then I think now we just have production choices. Now obviously gold being at a bit of a premium currently, I really don't think I'm going to do anything too fancy here. I think I'm probably just going to do mostly merchandise choices here across the board. Really, I think that's kind of the smart move, just to save some gold for us at the moment. So let's do merchandise here as best we can. Go Vale's a little bit more exciting of a city, but I think really that's what we're going to be doing, is just merchandise where it makes the most sense. And then in our throne city, same thing. We really don't have the gold to go too crazy. Definitely interested, though, in getting a laboratory going and also improving our mana situation, given that it's not particularly good at the moment. A temple would be great to deal with that. It is going to cost us 50 mana just to do it, so I think I'd rather hold off for another turn or two before we decide to try that, though. And then our next city here, yeah, most of these... Again, getting a shrine wouldn't be bad, but I feel like maybe better in one of these slightly larger cities where it'll take less time. So let's get one going there. That should help with mana, and then hopefully that's enough and we can continue to save a bit of gold. We'll end our turn there. It's going to be nice having these Grimbeak Crows because, of course, they can act as a scout for us. Perhaps we can locate Leonus's throne city more easily that way. Looks like there's Julia. I'm curious to see if Leonus is going to mount much of a counterattack against us now that we've really carved into his territory and done some heavy damage. We did get some headgear here for Sundren, which we will equip now. Now, Sundren obviously doesn't have much of an army right now, just has the knight and a battering ram with her. We were going to add in this swordsman into her group. For now, I think probably better, we could have Sundren maybe go down this way, and that is going to be where perhaps deploying our scout is going to be useful, just to see what's actually down this road and if that's an effective use of our time or not. But realistically, I think we'll just keep attacking with Reskar at the moment. So Reskar can keep doing his thing. We do have to be careful because obviously this cannon can do some nasty damage to us. However, I think we will be just fine going after. Now, these ships, interestingly, all belong to Baradir the Bald, our Dwarven Warlord opponent, and they could be pretty nasty for us, so we have to be careful. So let's take Reskar here, see if we can attack. And that's looking pretty good for us. I think we can handle it. Like, the main thing is just going to be watching out for the cannon and knowing that these engineers are here and are capable of reloading that cannon so it'll be able to fire basically every turn. We just have to watch out for that. That's really the big thing. Alright, so let's see. It's going to probably blast right away. Yep, there it goes. Thankfully, that was, I think, obstructed. And there you can see rapid reload in effect. And because there's two engineers, that's just going to keep happening over and over. Not sure if it got obstructed by the wooden wall or something, because it barely did any damage to us. I'm thinking that must be because of that, but I'm not totally certain. I think what I want to do is get one of our flyers equipped with a nourishing meal, just to boost their health a little bit, and then we will fly in with our flyers. When I forgot to throw on a dragon ancestry, I might be able to do that next turn. Ooh, you know what? I shouldn't have lined them up. Now they're an easier target. Draconian hunters can move up. Probably going to keep my longbowmen kind of back. I was considering using spells, but ooh, that hurt. Yeah, we really need to get in there and deal with that. So I think what I'm probably going to do here... There's a couple things I could do. I could move in and drop a heal. I could try and do my lightning. I call lightning. We'll go like this. Do a buff there. See, can we hit up here? We can. Pretty good. It's a 50% chance to stun that cannon. I was going to maybe heal my Draconian Flyer, though, because sending it in there like that could be pretty dangerous. But I think this is the better move. Okay, we didn't get the stun. We did stun one of the archers, which is good. And you know what? We can still get in there with this Flyer, who's got more health. Ooh, get a nice critical charge hit. That's really good. And I feel like with the remainder of our units, we can make something else exciting happen here. Well, we can do some archer damage. You know what? I think with this Flyer, we could probably go in and just get some kills. I feel like probably killing the engineers is going to be the smart move. So let's fly in there. And I think maybe we'll just attack here. It does leave me kind of with flankable positioning, but it's not the end of the world here. And then, you know what? Oh, we can't quite kill this one. I was really hoping we would be able to. Good chance, though, we can kill the cannon. Nice. And then, yeah, unfortunately, no one else can attack. End it there. Let's just hope that this Flyer doesn't get killed. Yeah, that's the thing I'm the most worried about. Okay, we're okay there. So we survived the real threat. And then we can get this kill here, no problem. And then it's just this archer. And I think between all of our attacks here, we should be fine for dealing with all this. So let's make this nice and safe here for us. We'll go like that. Again, I do want these archers dead, so let's see what we can do for damage. Pretty good. Soften them up a little more. Perfect. I think then our flyers should be able to get the finish. The question is just, can we get in there? Oh, we can't quite make it in to drop a heal. I would love to get a heal on our flyer, just to make that easier for the... Yeah, we'll just get the finish then with Reskar here. Nice. And we'll just have to heal him when it's convenient in the next battle. So, nice and easy. We didn't lose anybody. And we took control of yet another city, so we will absorb that. No problem there. Now, we've got lots of options for what to do with this scout. I was thinking maybe go down this way, but now I'm almost wondering if it's better to grab this watchtower and see what that is. Kind of like that idea, to be honest. So let's do it. You think yourselves so superior, don't you? And yet you have never realized the power of machines. I will show you what a grave mistake that was. My machines will roll over your armies and flatten your precious trees. Mark my words. Okay, well, I'm sure that means he's going to get perhaps more aggressive. Interestingly, I don't see more of Leonus's cities. I'm seeing cities belonging to Baradir. So perhaps we do need to actually come back and go down to find Leonus's throne. Maybe it's more in the center here. I don't know. But either way, I think I'm going to send Sundren down that direction, kind of no matter what here. So we'll have her go down here. Add in a swordsman just for some extra units, and then we can even have Sundren deal with this monster den, which would be good for us to keep our cities safer. And then I think it would be good to get another Grimbeak Crow going, because again, we're going to need just the extra scouts. So I think, yeah, we don't want this unit to get killed off just sitting out there, so I'm going to retreat it back like this. And then now this group, the question is, do we want to try and go in the water? And honestly, I'm not real keen on it, given that the water is pretty heavily defended, as you can see, by galleons, frigates. I mean, that's pretty nasty. So I don't think I'm quite ready for that. So what I'm going to do instead is regroup. Would be nice to grab this tomb, but there's really no point in me going up there. I'm going to focus on going for the enemy bases here. So I think we'll actually send Reskar back this way. As much as I would like to go across the water at this point, I just don't think it's a safe play. So I'm going to go with staying away from all these ships and trying to see if we can make progress in a different way. So we have this little scout here who came down here to see what we could find. And we did find a very, very strongly defended. I mean, you can see just tons of units here. Stacks on stacks on stacks of units guarding the city. Obviously very powerful. We will next turn be able to embark, so might just run back here with our scout. Trebuchet can do its thing. You know, I wouldn't mind maybe just getting rid of this, just so it's kind of out of my way and I don't have to think about it anymore. Ooh, can we not attack? Oh, no one can attack this turn. That's annoying. Yeah, none of our units can attack at this point. So next turn we'll be able to finish that off. For now, though, Groshak here. We do have some roaming units. It'd probably be good to get rid of them if we can. But I would rather push and take over Yizo's city here if we can. So let's do that instead as the main priority. Just a couple of untouchables. This should be no problem at all here. All right, so I think we'll throw on a thunderstorm here. And you know what? That's probably going to do most of our work for us here, so let's just see. Yeah. Here we go. Nice. And then we might as well move up a little bit. Maybe we can... Oh, there it is. Yeah, I sort of figured that would do most of the heavy lifting. Let's quite a powerful ability, honestly. And then probably worth continuing to go south and just see what else we find down here. Looks like there's a watchtower down there. So, again, we desperately need some scouting just to be able to kind of figure out where we want to go. What directions we want to take our leaders here, our heroes. So for Sundren, we have upgrade potential. Really nothing I'm, like, super excited about. Probably the one I might grab is just projectile resistance, just to give her a little bit more protection. And then I think we'll just buff her health and her defense a little bit, and maybe her health one more time, just to make her a touch harder to kill. And then let's just double check our production here. Yeah, okay, so we are in good shape. So now I think we can get a tiny bit more aggressive with our production choices. I'm still going to jump around here. Just want to see... Yeah, okay, we got one shrine going up there. Yeah, that one's going to take 4 turns. Temple would take 2 turns, but we don't have enough mana to do it. Shrine, yeah, let's do the shrine here and go Veil for 3 turns. And then Ygress we can do later once we have a bit more gold. For now, we'll hold on. So really, the rest of these are just going to be merchandise, merchandise, merchandise. Pretty straightforward here. Another thing, if we can get some scouts going, we might be able to find some treasure and whatnot to improve our economic situation. Just given the size of our army, it's kind of hard to keep them going. Since we started off with quite a few units, and, you know, it spreads our resources pretty thin on upkeep, right? Never mind that we have a lot of cities to develop. Yeah, holy cow, though, Yizo has a lot of units. Thing is, he can't bring them all to bear in a single fight. If you can bottleneck them a little bit, might be able to kind of whittle them down. Not his throne city, though, so we may not even have to go for it. Maybe we can bypass it a little bit. Ooh, threw on a, what's that? Iron Grip, I think it is. We did lose our watchtower. Slightly annoying. Alright, so let's get this done. You know what? Let him run, sure. Nice, Dwarven Stalwart and Unscrupulous Shadow Elven Spear. Gives you a polearm, +1 shock damage. That's a pretty good weapon. I think I'll take it just for the extra unit, honestly. And then we'll send this to the nearest person, which is Groshak. Don't really plan on using it for much of anything, but... The weapon, I mean. Now, this little guy, you know what? Let's have him hop in the water, and maybe he can jump around to join kind of the our other units that are out and about. And you know what? This scout, I might even do that same thing as well. We'll hop in the water here. So we do have the capacity to summon another crow. We'll have to figure out where we might want to do that. Prototype rifle arrived for Groshak. That's good for him. We'll cruise down. And we just have to be cautious. Looks like another city that belongs to Yizo. We'll grab this on our way by. A couple of Minotaur bulls. We should be able to take them out without too much trouble. They're both melee units, so... Alright, we could do our Thunderstorm, but I'd rather maybe just try and stun one of them. Oh, no luck there. Okay, well, we'll have to do this the old-fashioned way then. Just whittle them down bit by bit here. Get a charge in. Nice, good kill. And then all we have to do now is tie up the bull so that he doesn't mess up the rest of our units too badly. The Dwarven Rager will maybe just park here to kind of protect the rest of our units. Same with the Frog. Hopefully he just fights our... Oh, yeah. There's kind of what I was wondering, if he was going to try and sneak around that way. How are we doing otherwise here? Anybody about to level? Shock Trooper could use a kill. Maybe we go for that flank shot. Good level up for them. Nicely done. All right, so this city here, nothing fancy, just kind of another city belonging to Yizo. But that is where we're going to go next. Just try to take that over. So again, up here, we want to see what's down this road. That's probably the big thing. So let's see if we can get eyes on what's... Oh, yeah. So there's another city belonging to Leonus. Does not appear to be his throne city given the size of it, but I think probably still going to be worth heading down there to see if we can make something happen here. Now, Sundren, we could go down. You know what? I don't hate this. Let's go down, deal with that. We'll attack the... There is some gold there as well. You know what? Let him run, sure. Light Tusk Boar Mount and a Locket of Lost Love. We don't need mounts for any of our heroes, and I think we've got jewel items with everybody, so I'm going to just sell that for gold. We do have the gold there. I'm not going to waste my moves on getting it at this point. I will send maybe another scout or something to go and get it later. Let's grab the haste berries. We can move up here. Could consider just killing these undead here, perhaps. We have to be careful because we're not really super well equipped to do that. But I think we'll be okay. So let's try it. Yeah, we can rely a bit on some of Sundren's skills, I think, in this fight. It's unfortunate because these are very tanky undead units, and we really don't have anybody that's, like, really super well equipped to deal with killing the undead at the moment, which is going to make this a little bit more challenging for us. We do have shock bolts, thankfully, which is going to help. But really, we don't have super good undead killing forces here. We'll just have to play it defensively. They have defensive strike, which is going to make this harder. You can see that being employed. Do a ram there. Now Sundren, we should try to assist where we can here. Probably going to just go with maybe a musket shot or shock bolt. That's probably better. Might be good to try to help out over here. Yeah, there we go. I think we'll just park our swordsman in defense. And then let's just get the kill here. Now, our unit's going to get flanked, probably. Or they might go for our ram. I don't know. Or the hero. Yeah, they went for the ram. That's okay. Alright, so we want to try and keep this swordsman alive. So let's see if we can bail out swordsman, perhaps. Do a ram shot, and then hit hard. Nice, good critical, and there's a good kill. And then we should be able to bail out our unit here. Maybe even just with an assassin strike. Nice. Yeah, we took some more damage, but that was still an important fight for us just to get access to some more recruitable units. And you know what? We could grab even like an archer just to have another ranged unit in this army. It's kind of expensive, though. Yeah, I don't love that, but maybe I'll grab a civic guard. They're really cheap. Just to have another body in this army, I think is going to be worth it. Oh, here, we could fight a Satyr Reveler and Wild Horse. That should be an easy enough battle. Do that on our way through. And you know what? We can even do some spell casting with Sundren to get some additional healing. Because we do have, if I remember right, I think it's called, what is it, quick dash. So we could do a spell there just to get some extra healing. And that is really our problem at the moment, where we just don't have healing support readily accessible. Nice big attack there. Go in and kill that Reveler. And then, you know what? We could just charge in and get the kill here. I don't hate that. Nice. And the Civic Guard can soften that horse up. And we'll keep our swordsman back. Yeah, I wasn't really that keen on keeping that ram alive, so that's fine with me. And you know what? Here's an opportunity. Oh, no such luck. That's fine. We'll just get the kill with our knight. We had no means of keeping that ram healed, so... Oh, nice. Arctic Wolf. Yeah, we'll take that and just add it into the group here. Looks like some production resources there as well, so definitely a few things for us to potentially do some hunters. We have to be a little bit careful, but we should be just fine to do this fight. Oh, you know what? They're going to run. Sure. Let them run. And then we might as well move on down. And we'll just sit next to our crow here. And then next turn, Reskar can bring up the rear and help us out. We did have a shrine produced. That's good for the mana. We do have a new research choice because, of course, now we can embark. I think we'll probably go for maybe the backstab. That's a good upgrade. Means that infantry and irregular units now have backstab, which means they do extra flanking damage. Iron Grip would be a good one for us as well, improving happiness, which, you know, kind of ipso facto then improves your economic production. So let's do backstab, get that going. I feel like that's just a good, solid choice at this point. Okay, so the only thing left we have to do is the scout. You know what? We can actually get down in there and see what we're dealing with. There we go. Just another city of Leonus's. Decently well defended, but nothing insurmountable. And yeah, I'm glad we didn't go into the water. It's good to probably go around. I think that's the safer play. Baradir may come across and try to take our cities, and I mean, that's kind of fine. I don't really care. My goal is just to find their throne, you know, cut the head off the serpent, as it were. We now have this goblin village in our domain. It's good. We're getting a little extra knowledge from the ancient ruin. Because that obviously is a bit of a deficiency for us at the moment. We do still need shrines, so I may even get one going here. Again, just to get that mana income a little bit more solidified. You know what? We'll do it again here. There we go. Okay, now we've got some mana rolling in, which should help us. And I think we'll still do merchandise in most of our cities here, just to kind of not break the bank too much. And Guildford, we now have all of these cities we've absorbed, which is good. Do another crow. End it there. I would say so far so good. I mean, I'm a little stretched thin here, but I don't think it's horrendous. We do have to be cautious, but I think if we bring Reskar along, that will be better for us. Might still be another turn before Reskar can actually get there. Like, I don't think he's going to be able to do it just next turn. We might have to wait one more before we can lay siege to this city. But I think we just keep doing this one city at a time, just keep chipping away. And eventually we are going to locate the throne city, and once we do, we just bring our forces to bear and lay siege to it effectively, hopefully. And in the meantime, we just keep developing our economy and our research choices. Still going to eventually try to get Shadow Stalkers, I think. Let's see, item has arrived. Okay, that's that spear. You know what? It might actually be better than this, this one here, because, like, yes, inflict break body and soul is useful, especially for mind control, but we don't have any mind controlling going on in this stack anyway, so I think I'm actually going to give him this. And I'll keep this around just in case, but then what else happened? Tharadas won a battle, clearing some stuff out for his economy. That's good. Domain invasion down here. That's just some roaming units that aren't of any real significance to us. Grimbeak Crow is ready to go. We'll skip all of our production, and we will first deal with some of our movement here. There is gold there we could try and run over and grab. Definitely don't hate that. Would be good to get it done, so let's maybe do that there. This group here, we can head down, because we can't really go up and around that way very easily, so instead what we'll do is we'll go down this way. We've got control of that again, and we'll just follow Groshak as he moves down that way. This city is getting some extra defense here, so let's get in there and see if we can Red Omen. Oh, never mind. That's Sarados doing that, making it easier for us to attack it. Well, that's great. Thank you, Sarados. All right, well, let's attack. Yeah, this should be fairly straightforward fight for us here. Nothing too crazy defending it, although we have to watch out for that range damage from those swarm darters. We know how powerful they can be. So we'll just do the thunderstorm to start with. And we can play this relatively cautiously. We don't have to do anything too crazy, because that thunderstorm is just going to do work for us here. So we can kind of just move up gradually as we need to. Really don't have to be aggressive here. Yeah, it's doing the work for us, really. I'm happy to let it strike again. Obviously, it's not getting us experience, but that's fine by me. Okay, Thunderstorm is now over, so we do need to get in there and start putting the hurt on them ourselves. Blast the Untouchable for a little bit of damage. And we'll just kind of cautiously creep up here. Really no need, like I said, to do anything too extravagant. There we go. Do a little more damage here. Maybe get the kill. Yep, there it is. And then I think we'll also step up. See if we can get some extra damage here. Maybe a stun. Oh yeah, that's what we like to see that. And we can charge in with a War Cry, make sure we get that kill, no problem. And then I don't think this frog does evolve. I'm just looking. No, it doesn't. So was thinking otherwise it'd be really good to level it up, but and there, it bled to death, so nice and clean. No issues there. Another one to absorb. And we already have this tomb explored. We could go and clear out this shrine to the Wizard King and then maybe head down and see if this ruin here is explored. The ruin, I mean. That's what we'll do. We could get a crow down here to help us kind of scout that way. But I think I'd almost rather keep going over here. See what else we find. But before I do that, let's see how far we can go with Reskar. I kind of wish maybe I had left this for Reskar's group, but that's all right too. We can still head down this way and make do. Now Sundren, I don't think is strong enough to take this on her own, given that she's got kind of a hodgepodge group and they're not really very well healed at the moment. I'm going to take one crow and go down to the production resources. Oh, nice. We could get a Hall of Chivalry. Or a Rider's Hall. We'll do the Hall of Chivalry. I believe that gives us access to knights. Yeah, now we can make knights if we needed to. That's pretty powerful. Obviously, the city not, super optimized for it, but I'm not too upset about that. It's nice to just have the option, right? Okay, Grimbeak Crows. So, again, we just want to figure out what else we can see. Ooh, good option here. Nice. Okay, so there's Baradier's stuff. He's got a fort. There's another city of his. We can hop into the water for protection. That's wonderful. And this crow's... Ooh, and there's a teleporter here. Let's see what that is. You can choose to... Let's see where it goes. Interesting. Okay, so it jumps us over kind of across this little landmass in the middle and across the water, and we are now over here, and it looks like another of Baradier's cities in the area. Let's grab the mana crystals since we're here. Nice. Okay, well, that's cool that we found that. This guy is now able to cruise around. I don't remember if this is guarded or not, but that's kind of... doesn't really matter too much. Might be worth even just coming down here. We'll use this guy as a bit of a scout, I guess. And then the crow, another crow. There's some treasure there, which we'll try to grab. Probably we'll bring this crow back from through this portal and then grab that treasure there, would be my thinking. So now the question is, where else do we want a crow? And I'm thinking we want one down with Groshak. make sure he's not wasting his time going this direction. Ooh, okay, yeah. So he can keep going this way. Some knowledge scrolls there. Nice. Hop in the water. Yeah, so we can keep just carving into Yizo's cities as we go. Do another crow. Meanwhile, Sundren, again, we could go in there, but we have to be a little bit cautious. Probably better to play it safe, kind of wait for Reskar to join in. You know what, I might just go down and do a little bit of clearing here. Some undead, we got a Revenant, Archon Revenant Infantry, Revenant Archer, and just a Revenant. Should be fine. Okay, let's see what happens. Yeah, so the Archer's going to move up. Nothing too extreme here. Once again, though, we do have to be careful because we are not super well equipped to fight the undead. Again, they have some resistances that are going to be making our life a little bit more challenging. But now we should be able to, now that they've attacked us, should be able to hit them relatively hard here. Step up and do a bit more damage. Have to get a little bit closer. Well, you know, that's not terrible. Okay, we'll do this. We will charge in like this. Blast the undead there. That's pretty good. This is where, like, just if we had a little bit better ranged attack or a little bit more damage potential, it would be good. We don't, which makes it frustrating, but and I think we're going to be fine. The knight is going to take some punishment, that's for sure. Oh, that really hurt. Oh, and we lost our knight. That's brutal. Well, shame on me. That was really dumb of me. I definitely put them at risk. And I forgot about this, that it does fire damage. That would have been smart. Okay, we can kill this guy with the arrow, yep. Boy, yeah, that was really stupid of me losing that knight. What a waste. What an absolute waste of a unit. Especially such a powerful unit. That's a tier 3. Well, that... Yeah, hopefully that doesn't end up really causing me grief. I mean, yeah, this battle was ill-conceived. I really shouldn't have done this. There was no real advantage to it, right? Like, it's kind of a... well, it is what it is. We made the decision, and we're going to have to just deal with it, so... Hey, I mean, at least we cleared that out, though. That'll give us a little bit of gold or something, right? Yeah, there it is, so... Additional resources, but definitely not worth it when you look at what it cost us. But again, you know, just kind of a dumb mistake on my part in terms of decision making. But it happens, right? It happens all the time. Just try not to let it get you down too much. Nice. Okay, back to the throne. We do have a little bit of a cushion now. I feel like maybe we can start going for some more development. I'm going to do a temple, I think. And I think that's probably good. Maybe get a shrine going here, because like mana is continuing to be a problem. So, yeah, and here we can produce knights. They're a little bit expensive for us at the moment. We don't really have the economy to support their production easily. So instead, we're just going to do kind of merchandise around the... across the board there. Sarados doing his thing. Julia's moving. Got heroes on the move, it looks like. Verity are clearing things out. Poor Scout getting murdered. This one I think we could do manually, and we can probably keep our crow alive, unless he's going to cast spells on us. Because the mobility of this unit is not going to be spectacular. think we can just go like this. Yeah, so as long as we stay just outside of attack range, I think we're fine here. So this is a good way to keep our scout alive. In the past, I've used this little cheeky strategy to like save cities and whatnot. I'm trying not to, you know, cheese things too much in that way, but I think it makes sense to keep a flying unit alive as a scout this way against a ground unit like that. I don't think that's too egregious. I think it kind of makes logical sense that a bunch of guys swinging axes wouldn't be able to kill a flock of birds. Looks like they demolished that watchtower. It's kind of interesting. Okay, and this is getting better defended, it looks like. Oh, and this stupid group of units is still moving around, making things more difficult. I might need to turn around and actually get rid of them just to eliminate them here. I'm going to do that. Yeah, let's do this. Looks like one of them, I think, is the unit that explodes, so we just have to make sure that we're okay. Alright. Yeah, we just want to kill that bomb unit, because obviously that's a little bit scary. So we'll let them get closer. And we've got our bowmen here who should make short work of anything that gets near us, really. I'm honestly not too concerned. Those longbowmen do a ton of damage. Give him one more turn to get in close. We're going to hit him hard. Yeah, there we go. Perfect. Let's give him the business here. Nice, good kill there. Excellent. Trebuchet can blast the Fanatic. Perfect, and they can't get to us, and then our archers should be able to just whittle them away here. And not happy, but that's fine. Yeah, there we go. Just keep whittling them down, and then get the kill with the trebuchet. Why not? Okay, that's good. And that does give us that watchtower back in our control, which is good. All right, so we're going to just turn around. I know we're kind of going back and forth with that, but we're going to keep going down that way. And this guy, we will send down along this little island stretch here and see what that shows for us. So we finished Cruel Backstab. Let's see what's next. Trail running. It's not terrible. It's really only for our irregulars, though. I don't feel like that's that useful. Let's do Scoundrel. Kind of get the production going for units. Okay, so let's grab the mana crystals. They do have their own Grimbeak Crows, so we have to be careful. Oh, this is just a fort, it looks like. So grab that. Nice. Okay. And then let's just keep moving here with Rorschach and the group. I would like to have everybody go to this for the buff, but I don't want to waste our movements. So I'm going to only use 2 of the units that have better movement potential. And everyone else is just going to kind of have to chill. What is this one again? This is, greater life stealing. Yeah, that could make this annoying. So we're definitely going to use our Thunderstorm ability here. See if we can turn around here. There we go. That's what we wanted. Summon our Thunderstorm. And then we're just going to kind of play defense. We don't really have to do anything too aggressive at this point. Let the Thunderstorm do a bit of damage, soften them up a touch. Yeah, we can just kind of play it cautiously. We have a luxury of kind of just being able to sit back and jump in behind, get a big flank shot there. Rager can come out and get the kill that way. Then we can start blasting this Crusader, maybe try for a stun. Just seeing what would do the most damage. Really, doesn't really matter. Yeah, they've got a huge amount of defense there. We'll guard break them at least. There we go. And then we can get the finish this way. Very nice. That Lizardman Hierophant did that enchanted heal, which really gave them quite a big boost. That's pretty cool. All right, Black Knight can move up, and that should do it for us here. Nice. There's that Thunderstorm doing good work. Really hurt the Martyr. Martyr moving up to attack us as well, so we can just kill off the Martyr. And that then just leaves Hierophant, who we can very easily whittle down that way. And Black Knight can just cruise in and finish them off. Right, nice and clean. And then we will just keep moving along this little road here through the mountains. On our way through, we can clear out the ancient ruin and then just keep moving this direction. I think that's going to work pretty well. We'll skip all the production choices and keep moving. So, again, we want Reskar in for this fight. Unfortunately, he's not quite going to be able to get in there to get the actual thing fully going. Oh, and I feel so stupid that I lost that knight, but it's okay. It is what it is. It happens. There's one of those giant toads. I wouldn't mind getting one of them. I think we'll just move down with Sundren, though, and just sit next to him, and then next turn we can engage the siege. So we'll go for that gold resource, which will be good to get. This scout, we definitely want to keep exploring. I see a watchtower down here. Maybe we can get to it. Ooh, yeah. There we go. That's giving us way better vision range. This scout, we're definitely going to hop back through. Oh, never mind. You can't. I forgot about... Okay, I didn't realize that. So it's a one-way trip. Once you go through there, that's how it ends up. So, okay, well, that's good to know. Well, maybe we can go find Yizo's throne by zooming around this way. Wonder if... Is this it? Oh, there it is. Okay, we have his throne city in sight. So we definitely want to keep Groshak moving over there. See if we can get to it and eliminate the throne. Hopefully in the process we will locate Yizo himself. What else can we do for movement? Is that it? It is. Okay, so now it's production choice time. Again, I think now our mana is doing really well, so I think we're kind of okay there. So for a lot of this, we're still going to just do merchandise. Again, really not worth doing anything crazy. Don't want to break the bank. We do have enough to produce a knight if we really wanted to, but I'm pretty happy just keeping things kind of as they are for now. We're kind of relying on the units we already have, so here we can get a shrine in 2 turns. I definitely wouldn't mind that, but I think we'll still just do merchandise, especially that city's right on the front line, so it's a little more at risk. And we'll end the turn there. So yeah, I would say still so far so good. It's definitely a little bit concerning that we still have not located Leonus's throne. I'm starting to wonder if maybe his throne is like actually buried back behind his allies. Because really you think we would have encountered it by now, given that we've, cut through so many of his cities. But I suppose it's also possible that his throne is like underground or something, but I highly doubt that. I think maybe there's an island or something in here too that we could find. Yeah, being human, it would be pretty unlikely for his throne to be underground. The dwarves definitely could be, but... Okay, domain invasion, let's check that out. Okay, that was just somebody moving through, obviously. We'll do this battle quick. Oh, just some Blight Tusk Boars, that should be just good, get some extra experience. Nothing crazy. You need to be a little bit careful here because we don't want to take a ton of extra unnecessary damage. However, I think we can probably just be fairly aggressive. There's a really good kill. You know what? Let's step up here. Let them have it. Really good. And then we should be able to just get the finish with our melee there. I'm going to put the Rager in front of our support unit. And I am going to also put the Giant Frog next to our Shock Trooper. You know what? I might even... Yeah, no, that should be fine. A little worried about the Shock Trooper, but I think we'll be okay. Okay, Frog got killed. That's fine. The Frog was really just kind of an extra unit anyway. Get the kill there. Our Apprentice did take some punishment, but thankfully nothing catastrophic. Shock Trooper can sneak around back, get the kill that way, and end things there, and a good level up too. So nice getting a little bit stronger as we move over. Simple Commoner Turban. Headgear item that gives fire protection and +1 resistance. That's not bad. I'll definitely take that. I think everybody has a helmet, but you know, that might even be better than just the straight up defense, especially because you get fire protection. We have full fire protection for Groshak. Let's see how everybody else is doing. 40% for Sundren. Reskar would have some inherently as a Draconian. 60% for him. His item's better, so we'll keep that one. But for Sundren, this might be worth, so we'll send it over to her. And then, yeah, we'll just keep moving. I think really the goal is going to be... Oh, and there's Yizo himself. So if we could take out the throne and then go up and take on Yizo, that would be ideal. We have to figure out where we want to summon that. Let's see, maybe we can go down there with this horse and get that treasure. Yeah, we'll try and embark and get the treasure. We got to figure out where we want to summon the scout, though. In the meantime here, let's just get this battle out of the way. Definitely going to be a challenging fight. There's something on the city here. What's this? Insect Plague. Oh, Julia is debuffing the city currently. It's nice having my allies kind of do that part of it. Even if they're not helping with the fights, it's nice to have the extra help when it comes to, you know, kind of demoralizing the cities or making them a little easier to attack. But yeah, it would be nice to have stronger summonable units so that we could actually support our frontline fighters a little better. Because right now I feel like they're sort of not getting as much support as I would like. What I mean being, like, it's very hard to get Sundren more units even with her mind control, right? Like, it's just kind of tricky because we don't have a really, you know, good, easy way to just add more units into the frontline fighters. The Civic Guard, if the Civic Guard dies, it's kind of whatever. We can maybe try and convert or charm somebody this fight. That's fine. If he's going to keep wasting his attacks on that, that's fine with me. Fortunately, these flyers are not the tankiest of tanky units, so do still have to be a little bit careful with how we do things, but I think we can just fly up and put a heal on this guy and still charge in there pretty aggressive. Don't necessarily want Reskar like right up in there, but I think he'll be fine. We can go like this, drop the big heal, and then still charge in and get this engineer pretty much dead or very close to it. We'll move the longbowmen up. Want to soften them up just a tiny bit. Fly and get that flank shot. Nice kill. And then we can move this flyer in as well for some support. And then we will just start moving up most of our other units here just to assist, because they're going to need... our flyers are going to need some help because they're kind of on their own. Sundren, I will move up. You know what? This swordsman, I might just kind of move over this way as a bit of a decoy. Civic Guard is probably going to get killed by another spell, and that's fine with me. Or maybe he's out of casting points. Ooh, that blunderbuss. Yikes. It's a little rough. Those musket shots hurt, too. Oh, and that took away some of our movement, too. It kind of crippled us. Yeah, and you know what? When this knight charges over, that could really hurt, so... Definitely have to... Maybe we pull back a little bit and just kind of play it a tiny bit more cautiously rather than getting kind of all stupid aggressive here. That's probably the better play. See if we can just whittle this priest down a little bit. Very good. Maybe we can get the kill even. Not quite, but very close. You know what? I'm thinking it's probably better to stay back. Let's do this. Nice, good damage there. What we'll do is we'll fly this flyer back and then park this one there in defense mode. Sundren can move up here for some extra support. And they've already done their thing. Civic Guard is kind of just out of commission. And I'm okay kind of pulling back and letting them come a bit closer. Alright, let's see what they do here. We might get charged. I can't remember if we're in range or not. Ooh, that's annoying. Oh, that really sucks. Now we're in a really tough spot. Okay, well, we've got to deal with this knight. We don't really have a choice. Let's see, we can go for the Hail Mary charm, but that Bestow Iron Heart gives it strong will. Shoot. Yeah, that really sucks. Well, we're probably going to lose one of our flyers. I don't think there's too many ways around that, so I think we can just blast this knight for maybe some heavy damage. You know what? We can kill this engineer. There's at least one thing dead. Yeah, oh man, this is really not good for us here at the moment. We blast like this. That's not really what I want. How about like that? Is that gonna hit my own guys? Yes, it is. Flyer's gonna get hit by it. I don't think that's worth it. Now this knight is just a problem. We can probably flank and kill him, though. I'm just worried because I think that's going to make it such that... Nice, he's immolated. Yeah, then this flyer is going to be at real risk from the other units, but... Let's get the kill while we can. Nice, okay, that's good. That at least saves this flyer, I think. We can jump up here. Now Reskar can help a little bit. Nice, very good. Do that, kill the priest. Nice. Protect the flank there. Move in here, do a little damage. Sure, why not? Okay, I think we saved our flyers, which is good. Oh, that musket shot hurts, though. Jeez. Good work, our swordsmen doing their thing. Alright, so we're going to do this quick here. Get that done. And then what we're going to do is blast here. We're going to shadow step over. Get that kill. Fly over and get the kill there. And that's going to do it. And this is where we're going to end the episode here. And I think we've made good progress. So really, really good things happening. We're going to save this one and call it episode 56. And as always, guys, thank you very much for watching. I really do appreciate it, and I'll see you in the next one.